Okay, we are ready for the day. Here is my outfit for today. I'm wearing this little navy cardigan that I don't actually remember where this came from. It was just in the wardrobe, and a little collared white shirt underneath. This is actually the little faux collar. It's like not a full shirt. It's just like goes like that. And I just find it's really good for like layering when you don't want bulk. Like you just want to have like a little bit of the layering detail, but you don't want to have like a full shirt underneath. The jeans are from H&M, and this is a little Zara belt, I think. And yeah, AliExpress or Kmart loafers, can't remember. One or the other. Anyways, let's go. So I thought we would go, and I'm grabbing some groceries, and I just did like click and collect. But since we're here, I thought we could do a little whiz around the shopping center. I mean, it's pretty early, so not everything's open, but I think H&M will be open, and there's a few things that I wanted to go have a look at in there. So yeah, I think we'll go have a little look. And I got the ingredients because I saw this ad for, I think it was like a Scandinavian meringue cake or like something like that. I saw an ad for the recipe, and like if there's two things that will sell me on something is like meringue and whipped cream. And so yeah, I grabbed the ingredients and we're gonna make that together. I just realized that I probably forgot to add something to that order, so we might just have to stop at the farm shop on the way. Okay, so we are in H&M Home, and yeah, I just wanted to come and have a little look at the things. The duvet covers are always so nice, and I mean, you only need so many duvet covers, right? But I always want more. I wish they did like a flat sheet though. That is the only thing that I feel like is missing. You can get a fitted sheet, you can get pillowcases, but no flat sheet. Let me know in the comments below, are you team flat sheet or team no flat sheet? Um, yeah, they had these really cute baskets, which we are going over here to look at. I honestly just think you can never get enough of like storage baskets. They look nice, they add like a warmth, a texture, and they're also just a good spot to like hide your stuff, basically. I'm very tempted to get this one. I think it would look really cute, like with like maybe some dried lavender or something hanging by the door, but still thinking about it. And I think these storage baskets are really cute too. I have a couple by my desk, so I probably don't need any more, but yeah, the kitchen stuff at H&M Home right now is just amazing. These are so cute. I am very tempted, but like what do you keep in them? Garlic? Butter? I don't know, but I think they're so cute. And this is the apron. I have this apron. And this section I think was super cute. They have these little, oh, we're not going over to look at it. This I am also definitely thinking about. It's a cute little like oil container. I think it was only $27, which I think is pretty reasonable for what you're getting. And this little collection over here I'm obsessed with, like the little lemon squeezer, and it looks like a little leaf. This is the other thing I'm very into. It looks like a little, it's kind of like cabbageware, but looks more like a flower. Another thing I'm definitely thinking about. I love all the wood stuff they have as well, and that green glass. I think it's so stunning. These jars and like this whole series together where it looks kind of like the crockery is like a leaf. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think it's so cute and it's definitely something I'm thinking about. Um, yeah, then we're making our way over to, I guess this is like the other homeware section, more candles. They have like a, I think it's called basilicum or something like that. It smells so good. If you get a chance to go into H&M or H&M Home and smell it, highly recommend. It smells phenomenal. Always love a candle section, but I've been making my own candles, so I don't really need to get them. But I do get inspiration for like the smells of what I'm gonna make sometimes from in here, and then I just keep remaking them in the jars that I already have. And now I think we are quickly going to go duck downstairs and have a look at the clothes. Okay, I am making a beeline for the pajama section because they have some really cute blue and white striped pajamas that are cotton that I wanted to check out. These are the bottoms, I think. I'm not sure. But they just, I feel like they belong in a Nancy Meyers movie, and I want to live in a Nancy Meyers movie. These were so cute as well. They're kind of like a cotton muslin with little hearts printed all over them. And these ones have a little flower print. Like, I cannot. These are so cute. I am obsessed with cute pajamas right now. I think it just makes the whole experience of going to sleep really elevated, and like I love sleeping, so anything I can do to make it a little bit. These are a bit closer to what I thought I was looking for, but they're not quite them exactly. But also cute, but I like them to match. Like I want to have the bottom and the top. I love this color of green, and I've looked at them so many times. I just don't love the fabric composition. So, yeah, the color is amazing. But H&M, please, can we just have them in cotton or something? These are getting closer. This is kind of the vibe I was looking at. Okay, we found them. This is them. I think they're so cute. Um, I think I just wasn't totally sure because like I like how they look, but touching them, the cotton was a little bit like scratchy. So I don't know. Am I being too picky? Maybe, but it was a no. And yeah, now we're going back to look at the regular clothes. I got distracted by this really cute sweater vest, but it wasn't a v-neck, so it was a no, and now we are back to the normal clothes. H&M is kind of in a weird stage for us right now, I think, because I'm not really interested in buying any more autumn winter clothing. I'm kind of good on that front, but they don't actually have like their actual spring summer stuff out. So it's kind of like a weird stage to be shopping because you're like, well, I don't need another cute cardigan or another pair of jeans, but I do love this color so much. This is one of my absolute fave colors. I was tempted by this cardigan, I will not lie. I just love that burgundy color. I think it's so beautiful. But yeah, no, I feel good on the autumn winter clothing, and I'm really just ready to shop for spring. Like, I am just ready. I don't know what my hand is doing here. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, okay, the matching sets are interesting and cute. I think we've spotted a printed one over here. And I think this is cute. I'm not huge on a print, but for some reason I keep being drawn to them. I don't know. I can't explain it. And yeah, I think I was a little bit. I mean, obviously, there's all the good, like, basics and stuff, but yeah, like I said, not really shopping for autumn winter, so I didn't really feel like there was any point in trying anything on. And yeah, although I have to say, H&M Curve Fit denim is my absolute favorite. I have like one of my favorite pairs of jeans that I've been wearing this winter is from them. Okay, now we're getting into kind of spring summer stuff. I do love a white jean, but same problem. Like, am I gonna wear this in a few months when it's really hot out? Probably not. So it's a no. I really am liking this cute floral print, even though I said I don't really wear prints very much, but I do think it's so cute. Um, yeah. I feel like it was kind of a disappointing trip, I will not lie. Here we are again. I'm looking at the floral prints. I think I just have gardening on the brain, and that's why I'm like so drawn to this right now. But yeah, we had a look around. There was nothing really that was tickling my fancy, and I just think H&M is in a weird stage at the moment where it's not really winter anymore. It's not really summer. So it is a little bit hard to know. Oh, those jeans fell down. It's a little bit hard to know what to be shopping for right now. Like, I think I'm sort of more looking for spring, summer stuff. I'm kind of good on the shopping for winter. And I think this is the point in the store where I realized that. pastries and everything we need to make I checked, and it's actually a Norwegian meringue cake thing that we're going to be doing later. But here's what I got. So obviously cream for the cake, avocados for the avocado on toast. This is one of my favorite like plant-based coconut yogurts. It's so yummy. It doesn't really have anything too crazy in it. And the vanilla flavor is really good. It does have a bit of sugar in it, but sugar-free coconut yogurt is pretty intense tasting, so I like this one. And then also we have lychee flavored coconut water. I tried the chocolate version of this not that long ago, and it was like drinking a chocolate milk. It was so good, but then I looked at how much sugar was in it and I was like, this is more of a treat. And does this one have sugar in it? Sometimes you don't want to know. It has less, I think, than the chocolate one. And yeah, but if you like lychee flavored things, this coconut water, I feel like I'm doing show and tell, is amazing. And I've been watching this other YouTuber. How is it my hair is on here already? And she makes her morning smoothies with like kefir, which is supposed to have like extra good probiotics in it. I thought I would give this a try. It's like a vanilla flavored one. I don't think I would do a full smoothie with that as the liquid, but just as a little bit extra for a little probiotic boost. And then these are the espresso capsules that I use for the little Nespresso coffee machine behind me. The hazelnut flavor is incredible, and the caramel is pretty good too. I don't know why I do this. I'm always like, you should get one of each, but I'm like, but I really just like the hazelnut one. So we got options. A little bit of butter for the cake that we're making later. Flaked almonds also for the cake. And at the farm shop, I got this honey. There was a few different kinds. This one is mixed blossom. But like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this thing is only like $7.69 for this whole thing. And it's like 100% Australian honey. It's not got any weird stuff in it, because honey is one of those things when you buy it off the shelf, you really have to check the ingredients to make sure it's actually honey in it. And like, I couldn't believe it. This whole thing is only like $7. Like, to me that seems very, very affordable. And apparently the girl who was at the till, she said the mixed blossom one is the best, because there was eucalyptus, mixed blossom, and I can't remember what the other one was, and I just thought, why would you not want blossoms? And apparently this one is the best, and that's from the girl that works there, so you know it's good. And obviously we have to replenish the Parmesan supply. I always put this on my avocado toast in the morning. It's nice, like, I just think it's so much easier to get it shredded. And these are like some big shreds too, which is gonna be extra yummy. So yeah, that's what I got. This is how weird the weather is here. Like, I mean, this morning I was wearing like a cardigan, jeans. I went outside and I was like, wow, I feel underdressed. It's a little bit cold. Now it's the afternoon and I'm wearing literally a dress and it's warm. So that tells you everything you need to know about trying to dress for like Gold Coast winter. This is like a very, very like world's smallest violin playing for you problem. But anyways, so we are starting the Norwegian, let's see what it's actually supposed to be called so that I can get it right. The Norwegian meringue cream cake. So it's described as like a Scandi pavlova cake, and I'm like, I love pavlova. I like cake. Let's give this a go. So the ingredients, I'm gonna make it half the recipe because I don't need like a giant huge cake. And because it's a lot of it is written in cups and like all the normal stuff, but it is done in grams as well, which I love so much. And that's like another reason why, like, aside from sourdough, having a baking scale or a kitchen scale is so handy, because if you want to have a recipe, it doesn't work for every recipe, but it makes, like, you can sometimes get away with, like, if it's like a 2-layer cake, you can make like 1 layer of cake and so on and so forth. Take that with a pinch of salt, if you will. no pun intended. Some recipes it works, other ones it doesn't. You're just gonna have to try and use your discernment here. So right now we're doing the cake layer. So we've got 113 grams of butter softening. I didn't check that should be softening, so I chopped it up and I put it in the sun. I might like blast it in the microwave quickly, but we'll see. And then, did I measure that properly? 3/4 of a cup of castor sugar, vanilla extract, 3 egg yolks, reserve the whites, 113 grams of flour, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, 90 mils of milk, and then 25 grams of flaked almonds. The oven is preheating at 160. We have our baking tray, and yeah, let's do this. Okay, the butter is going in. They say to use a stand mixer. I don't have a stand mixer, so we are going to use a good old hand mixer. Okay, so that was the butter, the sugar, and the vanilla. You want to cream it together until like it's pale, and it takes a little bit longer than you think it's going to. Like, definitely don't be shy about like doing that for a while, because you won't regret it. Now we're adding the egg yolks one at a time with my spoon. That could be hard to do because I mean I separated it and now it looks like this, but we'll give it a... Now we're adding the baking powder, the milk, and the flour. Mix until just... Hey Siri, set a timer for 22 minutes. So now we're splitting up some more eggs for the custard. The cake is in the oven right now. So depending how long it takes for it to cool down, this might be a 2-day affair. But right now we can prepare the custard while the cake is baking because the custard has to cool down, and then that's going to be combined with the whipped cream. So yeah, I think we can do this all at the same time. So yeah, splitting up 2 more eggs. I've got 1 cup of milk here. We're just going to use vanilla extract because that's all we've got. And they're asking for a cinnamon quill and 4 cloves. I don't have that, so I'm just going to use the allspice mix again. So yeah, and then also, so the custard ingredients are the 1 cup of milk, vanilla bean paste, a cinnamon quill, 4 cloves, 4 egg yolks, a 1/4 cup of honey, plus extra for on top, 3 tablespoons of corn flour, 1 cup of thickened cream. You make the custard filling. I should probably read this. Yeah, okay, I'm right. So for the custard filling, we're going to make the custard, and then we're going to allow that to cool down and refrigerate it. So this is going to be a 2-day recipe. I love how I'm finding this out at the same time as you. So this is, what is your curse? This is my curse. I like never read a recipe all the way through before I actually do it. I probably should, but I mean, I don't know. I think like when you've been cooking and baking things for so long, you kind of have like a vibe of like what's going to happen in the timing. Touch wood. So anyway, so we're going to do the custard now. The cake is in the oven. So what's going to happen is, I think this is what we're going to do tomorrow. When the cake comes out of the oven, we're going to split it into 2 slices so we're still able to like stack it and get like a really high, pretty looking cake. And then tomorrow we're going to do the meringue, and we're going to whip that, and then we put that on top of the cake slices back in the oven to cook the meringue. That's like the pavlova part. And then we are going to layer it with this custard whipped cream concoction. So yeah, back to the custard. Okay, so we've got our pot, we have this, we have our eggs. We have this guy, the egg whites can go away. The honey that we got earlier, we are going to decant the honey into, honey is, you are not supposed to let metal touch it if you can help it, because that does something with enzymes. So if you are doing any recipes, sorry, it's actually 90. I keep switching between telling you like the half recipe and the whole recipe. I'm going to link the actual recipe down below so you can decide if you want the full shebang like a giant cake, or you can, I wouldn't listen to the measurements that I've been saying because I've been switching between the two. So follow the instructions, or like have all the measurements on your own while you're doing it. Custard, we are adding the milk to the saucepan. Your milk will curdle, and that's disgusting. So we're just going to allow that to come to temperature. In the meantime, it says place the egg yolks, honey, and corn flour. 2 egg yolks, honey, and corn flour. I can smell the cake. Oh my god, it smells amazing. One and a half tablespoons of corn flour. Where is the half measurement? And it says give this a whisk until pale and thick. She is thick. Sometimes I wonder when I'm baking stuff, I'm like, who figured out this stuff? Like, who figured out, oh, if I put this, and this together, this'll work. Like, obviously someone had to do it for the first time. And, 'cause I feel like with baking, it's like, even if just one little thing is off, it can ruin the whole thing. Like, I would not have the patience to be a recipe developer, let me tell you that. But I appreciate that other people have done it, and so, oh my god, I told you not to use a metal instrument with the honey, and now I'm using a metal instrument, but oh well. Milk is still coming to temperature. So I guess, yeah, I mean, I'm cooking this for the first time alongside you guys, so I guess now we know this is kind of a 2-day recipe, or it is a one like whole long day recipe. I started making this about 3 p.m. So we're also gonna want a heat-proof bowl. So this is should have been done and the cake is getting ready to come out of the oven in 1 minute, which is very exciting. However, will she mix and take the cake out at the same time? Nobody knows. Okay, so the custard is thickening up. The cake actually needed to go back in for a couple more minutes. And it's all coming together, and my battery is flashing at me. So the memory card ran out of space, the battery died, and a few things have happened since the last few moments, but okay, the custard thickened up. The recipe said supposed to do it on a low heat, and I did that, and nothing was happening. So I was like, okay, let's just take this a little bit warmer. So I would say it was more of a medium heat. So the custard needs to chill in the fridge overnight. So I am going to pop it in this little container here. And then you're gonna put cling film over the top so that it doesn't form a skin. I really wanna know what this tastes like. I'm gonna let it cool down, then I'm gonna eat some of it. That is my plan. So, plastic wrap. You wanna make sure when you do this, like it's actually on the surface of the custard, not like over the top of the thing. And that's gonna stop it from forming a skin on top. And then we're gonna whack this in the fridge. My fridge is so full at the moment, I put it in the vegetable crisper, but you gotta do what you gotta do. The cake came out. Here is what she looks like. I know it's not the most exciting, you're just like, it's a cake in a pan. It's not the most exciting right now, but that is okay, because what is going to happen next is that's gonna cool down. I'm trying to think if I'm gonna have time to do the meringue and then bake the meringue and then do the custard tomorrow. You know, when you're like, yeah, I could probably do that, but I also am really curious to see what it tastes like, and I really want to eat it. I should have started this earlier today, but oh well. Today I was practicing my presentation for the conference that I am speaking at uni, and I'm nervous. I will not lie. Public speaking is not my favorite thing to do, and I think it's good practice, but I'm just nervous. So I was practicing that and like the usual writing, reading, doing all the things, getting the groceries, which you saw. And yeah, so maybe this will get finished tomorrow, maybe not. But okay, we have to lick the spatula to see how it's tasting. Yum, it's really nice. It's like a good custard. It's not overly sweet. Do I have it on my face now? And it really tastes like the honey. And that honey, let me tell you, that honey is so good. I licked the whisk from the cake batter too, and that was pretty good as well. I feel like this cake is nice so far in the sense, like imagining what it's going to be like with the meringue and stuff. I think it's going to be nice because not all the layers are overly sweet. Like the custard is like a very mild sweetness. You really more just taste the honey. The cake batter is also not like an overly sweet cake. And I imagine obviously meringue, you have to put the amount of sugar in meringue that you have to. But I think it's going to come together really nicely. Because I love, look, okay, cake is not my absolute favorite thing, meringue is. Meringue and whipped cream. And like, I feel like cake is just a vehicle to eat whipped cream. So when I saw this recipe, I was like, I think I'll like this. And pavlova is one of my absolute favorite desserts. And I feel like this is a nice, a little bit different take on it. I'll stop eating the custard now because there's no more. Welcome back. It is the next day. So now today we're going to be making the meringue. We're going to be baking the meringue on top of the cake and then letting that cool down. And then while that's happening, we're going to combine the custard and the whipped cream together. We have to whip the cream. So we're going to do all of that now. I'm just checking with the recipe, what temp does the oven need to be on? The recipe doesn't say. That's interesting. So I'm gonna assume that it's also on 160. That seems like a safe bet. Okay, wish me luck. So with the cake, because as you can see, because in the original recipe, you would have 2 of these and then you'd stack them on top of each other. And because I don't want that much of a cake, obviously we split it in half. So again, I took my measuring tape. Yeah, I ate some of it yesterday. You know, you got a taste test. And then because like, this is funny. So my grandpa, like he used to always say that like when my grandma made a pie that he was just going and like evening it out by like taking an extra slice. And that's what I told myself. I was like, oh well, like you can't just have like a little bit of that corner, like you have to take the whole thing. So that's what happened there yesterday. It was delicious, let me just say that. So yes, we've measured it. It's 11 centimeters on each side. I made a little cut. I'm gonna cut it down the middle. And then I'm just gonna bake it in here again with the meringue on top, or should I put it on a flat baking tray? I think I'm gonna put it on a flat baking tray so that way like the meringue, we can get it all the way to the edge and it's not gonna have that weird stuff there. So before we do that, we're gonna get all of our ingredients together so that we can just start making stuff. And because the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of caster sugar, I'm going to do half of that, which is 175 grams. That's a little bit extra, but no one's going to complain. And then in here I have my 3 egg whites from yesterday from making the custard. Getting everything organized. let me grab my baking tray. So this is just obviously a cookie sheet. Maybe I will do this. Ooh! I'll do this on a cutting board. So I've got my 2 evenly cut slices of cake on the baking tray here. I'm just going to put this over there for now, and we are going to make the meringue. First, we're going to put the oven on 160. We're going to prepare our mixer. Okay, so get this guy out of the way. So we've got our egg whites, we've got our sugar. We're gonna get a bowl. When you're doing meringue, also, you really want to make sure the bowl you use doesn't have any oil, any grease, any kind of fat, anything in it. So I like to take a little bit of vinegar on like some paper towel. You could use white vinegar, but I only have apple cider vinegar. And then you just wipe down the bowl to make sure that there's nothing that's going to stop the egg whites from getting as big as you want them to be. It's such an interesting smell, isn't it? Apple cider vinegar. And don't worry, that's not going to affect the taste of, it's not going to affect the taste of the meringue at all. So we've got our sugar, we've got our egg whites. Let's go back to our instructions. Make the meringue. Place the egg whites into a clean bowl. Egg whites going in. Can we see that? Maybe we'll do that so you can see a little bit better. So these are just gonna get mixed until foamy.
Combines rolling it by, goes so straight to the end.
Like so. And then we're gonna start adding the sugar 1 tablespoon at a time. And you wanna make sure with meringue that like the sugar is all dissolved and incorporated into it before you start adding more, so that you don't get like uneven meringue.
Feeding trailers, they said, sunshine paints the land, harvest dreams close at hand, corn spills in a dance, farmers take their chance, precision in the light.
Almost there. And you can tell because like when the peaks start holding themselves, those are stiff peaks, so we're almost there. think that's good. You can kind of tell when, like, if you turn the bowl upside down, the meringue ideally should stay in there. We're not going to test it that way today, but now we're gonna apply that on top of our cake. And we're just gonna use a spatula. And we're gonna do half on each cake. So I'm just gonna sort of swirl that around. Make sure to get all the corners. And then okay, well this side is going to be the top, I guess, because this one has way more on it. And then, oops, a little bit over the edge there. And you can kind of like swirl it around to make it look a bit pretty, because that's gonna create like the interest on the top of the cake. Then we're gonna sprinkle the flake almonds on top, I believe, at this step. Trying to get it even. How are we doing it? All right, now this goes into the oven. That's what she looks like right now for another 30 minutes. Whipping the cream that we're gonna mix in with the custard, so let's do that.
Tractor trailer follow.
So that's whipped now. Fold through with the whipped cream. Have you ever seen that Schitt's Creek episode where David and Moira are like making the nachos and they're like, you just fold in the cheese, and they're like, what does that mean? You just fold it in. Well, we're gonna fold in the custard that has been chilling in the fridge overnight. Here she is. She's got her little plastic hat. Give the custard a little mix just to smooth it out and get rid of any lumps or bumps that kind of developed overnight. And in she goes. I think this is gonna taste so good. It's looking yummy. Tastes pretty good. Kind of reminds me of eggnog a little bit, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I love eggnog. But I guess when you think about it, that makes sense, because there's like eggs, cream, like the spices that we added. So that makes sense. This is gonna go back into the fridge so that it doesn't warm up or melt or anything. So this is gonna go back in there. Cakes are still in the oven with the meringue cooking on top of them. Once those come out, they're gonna have to cool down, and then we're gonna assemble everything. Okay, she is cooling down. It looks like the top spread out a little bit, but that's okay. I'm sure it will be delicious. Look at that texture. Oh my God, yum. Okay, well, she's ready. She's falling apart. Mmm. That is so good. Like all the layers combined together. Oh my God, that is so yummy. It's like a pavlova, but then there's like cake in it and the custard and like all the things together. Like it's like a pavlova with like just a little bit extra on it, and like the honey is so good. I will say it's probably one that's not gonna, like, it's not the prettiest looking cake. Like, she's cute, but she gets a little bit messy, but the taste is amazing. Oh my God. That is so good. Yum. Okay, well, I'm gonna continue eating that off camera. But thank you so much for watching, and I think I'm gonna leave the vlog here for this one. If you enjoyed it or if you tried making this cake, let me know below. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And yeah, that's it from me for today. I will see you guys in the next one.